Hey, what's up, y'all? How are y'all out there? Okay, we are back with another Transformer review. And with me is going to be Colton. Give me a hand.
Hi, everyone.
Now, this is G1. These are G1s from 1980s. Now, the three look alike. What three things do these Autobots have in common? They have three things in common. The first thing is they are all three from the 1980s 280 ZX Datsun sports cars. Yes, these were real sports cars that Datsun made back then in the 1980s. The second thing is they all have the same head. The color of their crest on their head is the only thing that sets them apart from each other in robot mode, that and the different colors of the vehicles. But as far as the head sculpt, they are the same, except for the crest on their heads, which separates them. You'll see when we get into transformation. The third thing is they all have shoulder blasters for weapons on all three of them, but we do not have them. But that's one thing that they all three have in common. You have Prowl,
Who's the police car?
then you have Smokescreen,
Who is the 38 race car?
Yeah, 38. He's basically on basically almost all Transformer cartoons and stuff like that. You'll see the 38. And then you have Bluestreak.
Or Silver Streak.
Or Silver Streak, but he's basically known as Bluestreak in the 1980s.
And he's just a normal Datsun car.
Yeah, Datsun sports car.
And also, all three of these share the same transformation.
All three of them do share the same transformation. As far as the look of each one of them, there's similarities, but there's also differences in car mode. Take for instance, we'll put these to the side. You have Smokescreen, who is a Datsun, a real car back then that they did make back in the 1980s. 38, and this is a top view of him, and this is the front view of him. Now with Smokescreen here, the difference is he has a back spoiler right there.
Even though these three do have the exact same transformations, they both do have some differences in all three of their vehicle modes, but not so much in the robot mode.
Yeah, because they all transform the same pretty much. As far as his sculpt of a race car of that time, I have to say he looks pretty good. And some of the stickers have been applied, such as that right there. That's his back end of tail lights, and you can make out some of the stickers of the back end of the yellow and red back tail lights. And they're just stickers. They're just applied on. And then you get a good shot of the 38 on the door. On both sides.
And all three of these do have rubber tires.
Rubber tires, yes.
Which you can see there. Oh, and also, I'm gonna say these three are reissues, or there might be the original.
There's two of them I know for sure that's original. The other one I'm not sure about. So anyway, they do roll really well.
And really smoothly because of the rubber tires.
The rubber tires, and like I said, this is falling back on the G1, how Transformers looked in the 1980s. And as you can see here, you have the lights right there. And then you had the front grille. So as far as Smokescreen, he looks really good. There's a top view, which you have the rub sign right there. Go ahead, rub it. Let's see if it activates. It's kind of hard to tell. So he has a Autobot symbol right there on the back. It's there, but it's just faded.
But he is an Autobot, because you can tell by the back windshield here and also the front here.
So he is a good guy. Now we're going to put Smokescreen off in the back, and as far as the mold of the hood, they're all the same. If you noticed, you have louvers here, and then you have a down part right here, and they're all the same. And this, that is metal, that is die cast. So all three of these do have a little bit of plastic and a good heft of die cast to them to help stabilize them and help them stand. And that's just the way Transformers were back in the 1980s. So we're going to put Bluestreak off in the background.
That's Smokescreen.
Thank you, Smokescreen. He's right. I just called him Bluestreak. That's not Bluestreak. We're going to take Smokescreen out. And now we're going to be taking a look at... Okay, now say it.
Bluestreak.
Okay, Bluestreak.
Or Silver Streak.
Or Silver Streak. And he is another Datsun.
And... What was he named Bluestreak in the G1 cartoon?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. He was Bluestreak in the G1 cartoon. On the bumper right here, that's pretty neat, but the sticker actually says Streak. Very make it out, some of that streak. He's got it on his front bumper and on the back right there, along with his lights,
which are stickers.
So, and there we go with the hood. It's the same mold, the same identical mold. He has an Autobot symbol on his chest right there on the front. And this one here actually has T-tops. These back then were known as T-tops, where you could actually remove the panels. And but this was in a real life car back then, where you had panels that you could remove. And to pull this panel off, pull that panel off, and that's where it got the name the T-top. A little history there, but yes. It's got turbo on the bottom right there. Right there.
And does he have it? Yes.
Yes.
He has it on the other side too.
Right.
And the rub symbol is on his door here, and
yeah. Which I think that was a mess up, but you know. Who knows, you know, they probably couldn't put it on top. I don't know. So, Bluestreak. I don't know if it's going to activate or not.
no.
No? Okay.
But he is an Autobot. Because of right here and right here.
Yes, he is a good guy. And Colton's going to roll him off to the side. And now we're going to be taking a look at, go ahead and say it.
Prowl.
Prowl.
And I do have, I do still have the G Creations Prowl, but I'm just going to show y'all a comparison of the G Creations versus the G1 here. Because the G Creations one has a more Cybertronian look of him in both vehicle and robot mode, but this one is a more Earth-based look.
This one here is, of course, a Datsun 280ZX police car. And it has, he has highway patrol on it. He has highway patrol on the door. So.
And police on the bottom.
And police on the bottom. And he does have a nice light bar right there. And that is a light bar that goes on top. And as where Smokescreen has the T-tops gone.
And Smokescreen
has no T-tops. It's just a solid roof. Where Prowl right here has the T-tops, but they're on the top, and they have to be on top, so this way the light bar can be there. So you see what I mean when I say T-tops? That's where, if you ever hear the meaning of T-tops, that's what they're talking about. In 1980s, there was cars where you could pull off those sections right there.
And his rub symbol is located on the roof of the car here.
Yeah, that's like the hood. Yeah, that's the hood.
Hood.
You said roof. Got you.
This is the hood and this is the roof.
Right. So we don't know if these are going to work. These are old, you know. So, and there we go again with this same mold right there. They all have this, and all this is die cast. All this is metal. This right here in the middle is plastic. As far as the front, you have the blue lights there and there, which I think is a nice accent to it.
But the other two on the other ones, which is Bluestreak and
Smokescreen.
Smokescreen, they don't have like painted blue headlights.
No, they don't. They don't. Nope, his is clear. Smokescreen's is more silver.
But Smokescreen's is painted in with a silver paint. But for Bluestreak, it's
there. It's just indented.
Right.
But it's just more indented. So, and of course, ours, for some reason, the door won't stay closed. But anyway, we're talking about G1. It's just got to flop open. I don't know, it just springs busted. No, I don't know, But this is G1, so you roll with what you got. So anyway, as far as the back, now the back, the pack license plate says police. Right there, police. And then you have the tail lights. And then you have highway patrol up here on the back with a nice Autobot symbol right there.
And of course, he does roll really smoothly.
Yes.
Because rubber tires.
Rubber tires. Yep. Rubber tires. Now, like I said, what 3 things do these guys have in common? Well, we know now they are all real cars at one time from the 1980s. And they are all 3 280ZX Datsun. I've heard it said both ways. It just depends. Now, the strange thing was, I was at a place today, me and Colton, and we had some things to do, and we actually seen one of these Datsuns.
Yes.
From the 1980s.
And it was a real car.
It was a real car. They do still have them running around today. They're far and in between, but they do still exist.
And it looked exactly like Bluestreak here.
Yes.
Because it was silver.
Yep.
Like this guy here.
Yep. Now, I don't know if it had T-tops. I don't know. So we didn't.
I actually think I saw it had a T-top.
It might have. Do you know one of your relatives? We're not going to say no names, but one of your relatives had a Datsun 280ZX, and he had T-tops. This person had T-tops. He had T-tops. I remember it. I remember the Datsun. The Datsun, however you want to say it.
I'm going to go ahead and call it Datsun.
There you go. So, it just depends on how you want to say. So anyway, that's what all 3 of these have in common for sure. Now, where the difference is when we transform them, they all transform the same, but they have different looking head crest, and we're fixing to get off into that right now. And you have to be very careful when you change these older Transformers.
Because these were the very first Transformers.
Well, the older the age, the more strength and elasticity that the plastic is, it just breaks down over time. Some of it, so you have to be careful when you handle the older Transformers. Now, y'all gonna have to bear with me here. Colton's gonna do some, I'm gonna do some, so like here, you pull out the doors. You see these clips? There's a clip right there. There's a clip. These 2 clips actually go into there and there. There is 2 clips that hold in the door on the frame itself. And then you unclip it, and then you do the same on this side. Of course, that one there is already sprung. Then from there, that loosens up this whole canopy right here, this whole hood, when you unlock the doors. And then you take the back end, and you can pull it out. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and do like 2 of these, like transform 2 of these off screen, and my dad will transform 1 of them on camera.
Right. And that's what he's doing right now with Prowl. I'm sorry. That's what he's doing right now with Smokescreen. I'm having Prowl.
And also Bluestreak.
And Bluestreak's going to go over there. So like I said, with these G1s, you have to be careful what you do and how you do it. Now, on the bottom here, the bottom side, that's pretty neat. Y'all see that? That's actually his hands and arms. They go into pegs that are molded in the shoulders, and you unpeg it. The fists are here. The fists are right here. They plug in to a post that is made in the shoulder. So this way you have like a square armature down here that actually holds the tires straight. And you'll see what I mean by the reason why that's important. Now, getting back to it, you're going to take the arms and you are literally going to pull them out like so. That releases an arm. And then you're going to do the same on this side. Now take it, you're just going to swivel it out, and that's his arm. That's another arm. So now you have them both unlocked and opened up. Both arms. Then from there, you already pulled out the back end. Then what you're going to do is right here in this contraption area right here, you're going to fold that up. So this way you can actually take it and turn it all the way around. This way you just took it and you turned it all the way around, so now he's facing the front. You're going to take this little latch right here, you're going to come back down with it and clip it in. That secures the waist and keeps it from turning. Then from there, you're going to take the back end right there. That was the back end of the shell, and you're just going to unfold it, and these will become his feet. Then from there, you're going to take and fold down the chest. You're going to take him and you're going to fold down his chest.
And you also want to position his arm.
Right. And now I have to come back around because these arms are set up on a joint system
well, one of his arms is.
And there goes that door. That door won't stay put. Now,
I'm checking to see if this one has. Yes.
I don't.
I just saw the years, like the dates on the bottom of their feet, while I was transforming these two off camera, and yes, these three are the reissues,
okay.
not the original ones.
Okay. But it's the G1 mold. It's the G1 mold, that's why you have to be careful with them, and they've got some age on them now. So do you see the head crest? The head crests are different. And that's one thing that makes them different is you have Prowl that has the red head crest. Then you have Smokescreen, who has the gold head crest and different color head. And then you have Bluestreak, who has the red.
And also, if I zoom in real close, no, that's too close. You can also see that he does have some like painted in red eyes, which they like decided to do. Because I thought, I just wish that these were like blue eyes, but they chose red. And Prowl has like silver painted eyes. And for Smokescreen,
I'm not sure if that's blue. That's
are they painted in?
I don't know.
Oh, well, no, they're not painted in. They're just silver. And Prowl here is.
I think that they're just regular. I think it's just Bluestreak that has his eyes painted. That's what it looks like. So these are three that are similar but different in their own ways. Where Smokescreen has like the circles up here, Prowl actually has like arm patches, like shields.
Sheriff logos.
Yeah.
Or police badges.
Yeah. So this is pretty interesting, the way that these three come about. Now, if y'all remember in Transformers the movie, we didn't see anything of Smokescreen right here. I know this, he got obliterated.
Yes.
And was he also in it too? Did he also... I know Prowl. You see Prowl go down. But did you see Bluestreak in there? I don't remember. In Transformers the movie?
I don't think
he might have been in there in a quick screenshot, but as far as these two guys that I know of, they were not in Transformers the movie. Prowl, poor guy, he got lit up. I mean, he got obliterated.
From the arc.
Yeah, from the Ark. I mean, it was like at first 10 minutes into the movie, they're killing off everybody anyway. It's like, whoa, and you seen that, and it's like, and then you felt bad for him. Because, I mean, he went down hard.
Along with Braun, Ironhide, and Ratchet.
Yeah, they all pretty much. But as far as a screen appearance in Transformers 1980s, he was the one who got it bad. So that was pretty neat how back then they were making Transformers of real world vehicles. And like I said, you can still see, if you know what you're looking for, they still have Datsuns from the 1980s running around today. I was not expecting to see one today, but I saw one, and that's one reason why we're doing this review tonight, because I think it's pretty important to emphasize where some of these vehicles actually come from. And back then, when they made Transformers, they were pretty much in the G1 first season. They were pretty much real vehicles that were actually on the road driving around, and that really did exist. And yes, there was a Datsun police car. There was a Datsun race car. And then you had the sports car Datsun.
And for articulation on all three of these, it's G1. So, of course, you're not going to get a lot of articulation. But the articulations that these three have is the arms can rotate all the way around, but they do kind of get hindered a little bit, and they can move in and out.
But you have to be very careful when you do that. As I said, as it gets older and stuff like this, this can actually snap off. I've actually seen one of these on one of our Jazzes a long time ago snap just completely off.
And speaking of Jazz, the G1 Jazz does share some transformation
similarities
to these three, but the difference is that the legs on G1 Jazz is heavily modified, but the rest is basically the exact same.
So I think that it's worth us go ahead and transforming one of these back into their car mode. What do you think? So this way they can see how it transforms. The way that the fists go into each other to lock the wheels in. Now, I thought that was pretty ingenious, because if you look right here, that is the post. Let me see here. Yep, there we go. This right here is the post that the fist rotate and stick into. That entails stabilizes the tire.
And they do have elbow joints, and their hands can swivel. And that's it.
So I am going to transform one of these right now. Colton, you take that one. I am going to do my best to see if I can transform this guy back into his sports car mode. Yes.
But before we transform one of these in vehicle mode, I do want to do a quick size comparison.
Yes, that's right. That's right, that's right.
With the original Prowl compared to my G Creations Prowl, which is their take on a more IDW comic book design. So you can see the differences. And this is a more Cybertronian look, whereas this one is a more Earth-based look. And this is, like I said, a more IDW comic book accurate look, whereas this one is a more G1 cartoon accurate look of Prowl. So now I'm going to get this guy out of the way. And we can carry on.
Okay. Now.
And my dad's transforming one of the Datsun cars.
Right. Okay. Now, do you want to transform one and back into car mode? So this way you can show them? Here, you want to sit down right here? We can change.
Well, on camera?
Yeah, on camera. Here, we can switch chairs. Switch chairs. Oh, because you're going to have to get right here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to show you exactly how to transform these back into car mode, and with that you even have to be careful because you have to be in mind of the limbs and how they transform. Because like I said, if you stress too much on one of these older G1s, you can snap it right off. So I already have this guy here transformed, which is Bluestreak, and we're going to put him off this side.
Okay, to transform one of these back into vehicle mode, what you're going to do is you're going to take the roof of the car and this part here and flip it up. And now you're going to take the chest here and bring it up so it looks like this. And you do want to bring up this piece here, so that way you can rotate his waist around and bring this back down. And for the feet, you're going to compress them in and bring them up and bring these back window pieces down. And now you're going to take the back of the car and push it in. And you do want to make sure that these little tabs are sitting below the back windows here. And then you just close up the doors. And for the arms, you want to take either one of these arms and you want to rotate them. You want to rotate one of them around like this. And also rotate the other one like this, so that the wheels are facing like this. And then you want to take one of these arms and you're gonna rotate one of them up so that one of the arms is like this, and then you just bring these together, and these two pegs are going to go into the holes in his hands here.
The fist have to fit in them pegs in order for the wheels, the front wheels, to be stabilized. So this way the front wheels ain't rolling off everywhere, or you're making a turn that you don't mean to make when you're rolling it.
There we go.
And what it is that the fist have to turn upside down, and they have to fit in them pegs to make a square.
And it is a bit tricky to do, but once you get the hang of it, you're all good. So it would look something like this.
Like this right here. That is the fist lined up with the pegs, and it makes a square, which literally locks the wheels in place. And that is what the three have in common, and it was a neat design for the time. And that's some of the old school first that started it all off as far as Transformers, because this was that, and you have to keep this in mind, that these were toys that come from overseas. They come from Japan, from a different toy line.
And these were the Diaclone figures. Because Diaclone came out before Transformers.
Right. And that's why, like I said, it was a neat deal. And these come from somewhere else, and hey, put a story to it, and we put a story to it, and I mean, out of the story was born Transformers. And like I said, back in G1, they have real world vehicles that they were basing the models off of, that transformed from the real cars or trucks into robots. But these three are all from the 1980s 280ZX Datsun sports cars. So that's enough of that. That's, like I said, I seen one of these today, and I said, yep, we're going to do a review on all three of them, because they're all three the same, but a little bit different here and there, but the core of it is all the same mold and model, really. Kind of like the Seekers for the Decepticons. So, I mean, you know, it wasn't the first time, so, I mean, you know, they did do it with the Decepticons too. It wasn't just the Autobots. So anyway, that is our review of the G1
Reissue Car Brothers.
Yeah, I guess you can call car brothers. They all share the same thing.
And that is Prowl Bluestreak or Silver Streak. He's gonna be referring to Bluestreak because that's what he's named in the cartoon. And also Smokescreen.
And excuse me, sorry. Remember what I said about the T-tops? That was a real thing too. T-tops. Here, these were panels that you could pull off and put back on. Where this one, the panels are on because of the light bar. So therefore the panels have to stay put. And then you have Smokescreen that has no T-top. It is just a flat roof. But if you ever hear the terminology of T-tops, that's where it comes from. So that's about it.
And there you have the review of the Transformers Generation 1 Reissue Prowl Bluestreak and Smokescreen. And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.